And we're going to hear now about a campaign to save a local hospital and what's happening up at George Eliot. So I'm very pleased to introduce Dawn Downs tonight, who's a theatre practitioner at George Eliot Hospital and is a member of the Unite the Union and Unison, I beg your pardon, sorry.
It's so Unison and Unites campaign.
It's Unison and Unites campaign together to save that hospital. I'm so sorry, that's my fault. I'm coming from the NUT, I know what an insult it is to be called the opposition's union. But we're all in it together, that's right. So I think before I do it even deeper, I'll hand over to Dawn.
I've spoken at one of these meetings, so please bear with me. The NHS, as we all know, is in a critical condition and it's beyond political debate. Britain's health depends on its very existence, and these were the deals from Bevan, who had already defeated the 5 evils. But it's still one of the most fiercely contested in British political history, and its enemies still want to crush and suffocate its very existence, to put profits, pay cuts and cost cuttings before sickness. We've got a health secretary that is so out of touch with us, he's too busy to realise that we've already hemorrhaged 50,000 staff.
Wow.
Waiting lists are rising and deficits are reaching 20 billion. Hospitals are on the brink of closures whilst these vultures hover over our hospitals in a bid to take them over. And the George Eliot is one of those which profiteers are hovering over. NHS workers whose wages and pensions are being decimated. Nurses and doctors are overworked to the point of collapse, whilst our communities are watching our health service disappear. It was Bevan who said, the NHS will last as long as there are folk left with the faith to fight. We're asking tonight for your support to fight back, because the NHS is the greatest victory of the Labour movement so far. The greatest advance that this country has ever made by putting interests of people before profits. My family has actually been a victim of profiteers, excuse me. My dad was a great union activist, and he was taken ill abroad and taken in under his private health insurance. The bill came to £60,000, and because my mum was 7,000 short, they asked my mum to remove him to the nearest hotel. My dad is near today, but the Royal Navy had to go and bail my mum out. This is the privateers coming your way, folks. That's not the vision I had for my parents, and it's not the vision I've got for my granddaughter. We can fight for the radical vision of our own, based on the principles of the NHS founded by a trade union activist, Nye Bevan. Free healthcare by a publicly owned, publicly funded system, and don't let anyone tell you there's not enough money for this NHS. £1.2 trillion have bailed out the bankers. They managed to find £46,000 for Pickle's biscuit bill, £25 a day for the Tory lunches, and they claim £3,500 to recall them to Commons. We must go to our communities now to continue that fight for a decent living and health system to keep those 5 evils at bay. A reporter once said, nothing is more heartbreaking or gut-wrenching than watching a close friend dying in front of you. The NHS is that friend. A friend that was there when we needed her most, a friend that brought us into the world and was there when we needed her at all times, and is Well, the NHS, everybody needs us now. Please come and help Unison and Unite get the NHS back so we can give it to our future. Thank you, everybody.